Okay guys, so we have everything neatly organized to go ahead and prepare each one of our bags for each section. And this is how your services are gonna go. Basically, you have the pre-exam set up and your bags and tools, and you'll have the manicure bags and tools. And again, I'm gonna go and finish packing each one of these bags, but I went ahead and already put how many towels is needed in each one, and I'll go through them when I go through and pick up and do each section. But again, starting from the top, we have the pre-exam set up, the manicure service, your shaving service, your facial service, your haircut service, your blow dry and thermal curling service, chemical application scrub, which isn't necessarily a service, but getting them ready for your next two services, which is your permanent wave and single process color. And that will be your last step. Then after that, you'll have one more section, which is your disinfecting of your tables, your workstation, and cleaning up your area. That's a whole section in itself again. But here we are. We're gonna go ahead and start with our pre-exam setup bag. Again, this is our manicure table. We're just picturing like how we would have it set up for when it's time for the manicure. But I'm gonna go ahead and take everything down so we can start putting it in this bag, ready to put in the kit and ready for the day of the test. Trash bags will need to be taken down as well. I just showed you how they will be set up and put. Now I'll go ahead and make another video on each section, like the walkthrough and steps of each one. That way you can see me set up the trash bags and the pre-exam setup. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and take the trash bags off. And this will be, your trash bags will be in, you'll have one, it needs a bag of its own. So we're gonna go over here, put it in the bag. And now it's gonna be the bag of its own, so put it up in the bag. And it's gonna be set up with the pre-exam setup. Just in that image. Another thing, you might need another trash bag. You see I have two trash bags, and I use, again, everything you see is what I use on my test, but I had one bag for the pre-exam setup, which is going to be for your workstation, and then another one for your manicure service, which is for your manicure table, and that's the one I just used to put in there. So I will go ahead and put the other one in the manicure, but again, I'm going to just leave this out because it does have trash in it, and I'm using it. So again, you're going to have trash bag in your pre-exam setup and your manicure. Those are your first two. And the only reason why you have one in your manicure table is so you can have a trash bag right next to you when you're doing your manicure service. You can adjust your manicure table to whatever works for you. If it's close enough to the other trash can, then you can use that. And you will have a chair as well, something similar to a school chair, but you will have that for your manicure table as well. And I have this adjusted to represent a manicure table. But again, if you just want to keep one trash bag for your whole station, it is possible to just have your manicure section set up to not even have another trash bag labeled. But if you can only label one, like I said, one will work. It just needs to be in a good distance from, like, this is basically how you need to be at your manicure table right here, in your workstation right there with that one trash can and everything that you'll be using. Or after you're done with every implement on the manicure table or any tool, you would just simply discard it. And even if you don't touch the trash bag, I would simply wash my hands just to show the proctor that you are properly washing your hands or disinfecting or cleaning your hands and not cross-contaminating. But again, if it works, whatever works for you. If you got one trash bag, that works. So what we're gonna do is set up the pre-exam setup bag, and we'll go from there. I didn't mention, well, I probably did, but with your trash bags, I would bring a secure tape tool as well. Not the Scotch tape unless it's the double-sided one. I did have that option, but duct tape or carpenter tape and some scissors to cut the tape, because I was biting it and I realized that wasn't too professional. So I will go ahead and put these at the bottom of the bag. Honestly, the towels are already in there for how many is needed in each towel. And so before I even do that, I'm gonna go and represent or show you what each towel represents. These two towels in the pre-exam setup, just basically one is gonna be used to keep under your arm from when you first bring out your first bag. Basically, when you start the test, you're gonna have one towel under your arm and the other. Basically, you're gonna bring the towel out, put it under your arm in order to properly disinfect your station first, and then that's when you can put your bag down and then take everything out of the belongings that you're about to see me prep. Again, that is to prevent cross-contamination from touching a dirty subject or a dirty object and then going touching something clean, or just make sure you don't go back and forth. But again, like I said, one is to start you off, and then the other one is to disinfect again your station, but at the very end. Remember the last section I said, after this one you will have to use that towel to disinfect and clean everything. And at this time it won't be anything on your station but your EPA sanitizer, and if you bring wipes. So that, again, that's what that towel for, just to wipe the station down and to properly disinfect and clean everything for your last one. Alright, so on with the pre-exam setup, we have our trash bag, labeled trash bag, in its bag of its own. I was being lazy, I didn't take the tape off, but of course if you got a smaller trash bag, or if you have a kit that has a bag in your trash bag already, it will probably already be folded much smaller. So I would keep up with that and put it at the bottom. Again, I already told you with those two towels before, both disinfecting, one at the beginning, one at the end. The tape and the scissors I would put in there at the very bottom, just to it's not mandatory, but it's optional. Again, this is just for safety purposes, so you can securely tape those trash bags or your trash bag. And you want to make sure whenever you do your pre-exam setup, make sure you're thoroughly setting up and properly setting up your trash bag, and you don't want it to fall, because you don't want it to fall like how it did with me. They also gave us a hook for trash bags. I feel like that was gonna make my bag rip even more. It's basically like a little wall hook, but like I said, whatever works for you. I used tape, and it didn't even do too good because everything got heavy. So next up on the pre-exam setup, I would put a lot of this stuff right here is going to be in your pre-exam setup. What you see is not really how I would set up my station when I see it, but everything over there is going to be on your station almost through the rest of them, let's put it like that. So these are going to be in your pre-exam setup bag. Let me go ahead and grab them. You 2 things of water. You get 2 because you have so many different sections that need hair, or the hair saturated water. So you don't want to be the one running back and forth, and you don't want to be the one to not have enough water in your. And if you have 1, then that may not be enough water.